Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford, the official hospital partner of MTSU Athletics. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome into the Boulevard tonight on this Monday. Glad to have you with us for Nick McDevitt Live, and it is a beautiful day in Murfreesboro today. And, now the Blue Raiders are getting back, turning things. You have to get turned quickly after a road trip to Western Kentucky, and this week's road trip will begin early on Wednesday, earlier for some of us than others, as Middle will travel to Liberty and Miami. And if you're a country person back in the day, they would say, well, you can't get there from here. And that's kind of how the Liberty to from Lynchburg, Virginia to Miami, Florida is kind of that way. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But it's kind of interesting how FIU did some scheduling. We'll kind of talk about that and a little bit more, because there is a little gamesmanship within the league. This past week, one game on the schedule, and that was at Western Kentucky on Saturday night. And as we talked about, Coach, on the post-game show, probably not more of a tale of two halves than any game we have seen all year.
No, I thought we had played fairly well in the first half. We had the feeling going in at halftime that we coulda, shoulda been ahead. Particularly going back and watching some of the possessions that were a little sloppy. Some things that just didn't bounce our way. Excuse me. We went in. We felt good being at 38 all, but given some of the possessions that we had, felt like we could have been ahead. And that way, when they made their run to start the second half, you go from being 6 or 8 up to 2-4 down. We knew McHenry would come out and be really aggressive. He's their best player. He's their leading scorer, kind of the guy that makes them go. And because of some foul trouble, he wasn't out there very much in the first half and not very effective. So, we knew he'd be aggressive, and he was to start the second half. And, some people use the term, at least my coaches, you just got to make some hay. Mm-hmm. And we didn't do that as well as we could have there in the first half.
There were a couple of other opportunities, not only when McHenry was off the court, but also for when Western had Rodney Howard off the floor. That was an opportunity to make some hay as well.
Yeah, they don't start him.
Which is unusual.
Yeah, he plays more minutes, but they don't start him. And I don't know why that is. Different coaches have different philosophies. One way of thinking is when you do your subbing, generally you bring in a lesser player, and they're bringing in their best. Mm. And now, as far as at that position, and perhaps
so
they like
their
that
thought
matchup.
maybe gives them an even bigger advantage.
Perhaps
at that.
Or are they going offense, defense? Let's start out with a good defensive player, bring in our more offensive polished player, if you will, in Howard. Either way, he's a big old boy, and when they bring him in, he's tough to handle.
Yeah, they list him at 6'11", 250. And
he's every bit of it.
The 6'11" may be right, but the 250 may be he's a little bit more than that. He's thick.
He's big. He's got toughness and strength. He doesn't have great lateral quickness. He runs pretty well from end to end. But the thing is, if your bigs play behind him, he's such a big target, they throw it into him and he can turn around and shoot hook shots.
Yeah.
If you play on the high side of him, he kind of roots you up the lane, and it gives driving angles to their guards. And so it makes him really tough to handle. Your bigs have got to be really mobile and work from a high side to low side. If you just sit on his back, they throw it in and he scores. If you try to front him, he just pushes you up the lane, and sometimes it's not to throw it to him over the top.
It's just to make some space.
And those guards then, when they see that, they just duck their head and drive it, and now he's kind of rooted out your rim protector away from the rim. You know, so now it makes them tough to guard because of that.
Well, that was one of the things Kyle was talking about Saturday night, is that when he would come up and it would leave a lane open for McHenry, and the thing is, he was so strong because you want to make McHenry go right because he's left-handed, but he was able to make the lane to where McHenry was able to use his left hand and get down the lane, and that just comes from sheer strength and just being a big guy. Here's a guy who started his career at Georgia and played at Georgia Tech, so he played in the Power 5 for 4 years, and before transferring to Western Kentucky for a grad year, and he looks the part. And Jared Coleman-Jones, he's been at that level, and they had,
he looks the part.
Yeah, and they had quite the battle. Chris Loof, his biggest problem is he's a freshman.
That's right.
And he was battling and could fill out. That is one game this year where, boy, you could have used 10 minutes from Josh Ogundelli in a big way.
Yeah, we sure could have. That's some big old boys out there when you think about Big Josh and Jared and Rodney Howard. It's tough. It'll be good for Chris. Those moments are good for Chris's development. Tough the other night. I know he wasn't having fun trying to wrestle with Big Rodney Howard out there, but it does.
He does not back down, though.
No, he does not. and we saw that this summer. He didn't back down from Jared or Josh during practices, even though he was giving up a lot of size and weight. And, he was out there battling the other night. It's just, to your point, he's battling a fifth-year guy that has spent 4 years in the Power 5 conferences, and he's in month 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So he was doing the best he can, and he continues to get better. But that's a tough spot to be in.
And that'll be one of the biggest improvements he'll make in the offseason, is become a year older and
stronger,
and a year stronger.
Yep.
And so it's fun to watch him. And in particular, back during the non-conference, he won 4 Freshman of the Week honors. And the one thing we found, when you get in the league, everybody has got somebody pretty good down in the block on the men's side, and he all those young guys, they're learning. Trey Green, we've seen him fight through things and all of a sudden kick the door down. And I was talking to Chris Massaro a little bit ago, and we were talking about some of the different guys and how in that game at Western, Trey, who had been really playing well, came out, did not shoot well in the first half, but still rebounded and played defense like he had been. But then he bounced back on the offensive end in the second half and was able to score a couple of three-point baskets.
Yeah, some of those times, the minutes are just a little bit different. In those kind of game situations, a little bit different. You're on the road, you're against your rival, and Trey's a sophomore, but last year I don't think he went in that game. Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's a little bit different intensity level, and it's prime time. You're on TV, you're playing your rival, and it's a big game, and it's just different. It is, and there's nothing you can do in practice or even in your home games that can replicate that. And so those moments are important for both those young men's development.
Yep. We'll be talking with Coach McDevitt and kind of break down the game a little bit more as it went along. Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky from this past Saturday night in Bowling Green. We are live at the Boulevard tonight across from campus, right at the corner of East Main Street and Middle Tennessee Boulevard, our favorite sports bar and grill here in Murfreesboro. Stop by and see them when you can. Back with more here on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Clear.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million every year just to pick up litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter, remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and go Blue Raiders.
Looking for something to take your mind off this traffic? How about a true story of instant success? Did you hear about the two friends who went grocery shopping in Ashland City and picked up everything on their list plus $75,000? Or the one where a truck driver made a last-minute stop off Interstate 40 and drove off with a cool $1 million? All their lives changed in an instant, and yours could too. So stop by your local retailer for your chance with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, life-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live, as tonight we reach the halfway point, our fourth show of the year, with 4 more to come into the first week of March, right before the Conference USA tournament. Tonight's show brought to you in part by First Vision Bank. Accomplish your vision for your personal or business finances with First Vision Bank. With dedicated banking professionals, products to fit your goals, and advanced financial management tools, your vision is their mission. FVB.bank. FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. We're talking about the matchup with Western Kentucky and how different things were from half to half. Talk about that, the first half and what went right. Obviously, you got off to a really good start, and Jalen Jordan had a really good first half.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah, that was a big part of it.
Yeah, Jalen was making shots. But we were moving the ball. I thought we were pretty locked in defensively. We chart, as we talked about after the game, midline crosses. If you split the floor from rim to rim, we talk about moving the ball from side to side.
Reversing it.
Yeah, get the defense moving from right side of the floor to left, left back to right, so that you're going from strong side to weak side defenders. And, anytime that you get the ball crossed 2 or more times, generally speaking, your shooting percentage is going to be pretty good. We did that 12 times in the first half, and, that's a good percentage of your possessions.
And of those 12 possessions.
And in the second half, we did it 2.
Yeah. But those 12 possessions where you got the ball reversed and got the midline crosses, what was your efficiency rate in those 12?
I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember.
It was pretty good, though.
Yeah, we were shooting the ball well overall. We were 8 for 20 from 3. We just were making extra passes and getting good looks.
Jalen Jordan, as we mentioned, had 22 points for the Blue Raiders, and on the night hit 6 made threes, and that was his season high. He and we all here know what he has been through, and having to take 2 years off with 2 different knee injuries. And, you know, I don't care how much physical therapy you do, and the doctor can tell you you're clear to go and all of that. But until it is in your head that you are trusting your own body. And I thought the other night at Western, he appeared to be as aggressive physically and confident in his own self as any time we've seen him all year. And that just comes with time.
Yeah, it does. And he said this after the game, said it again yesterday to Reese, that he just felt good. You know, his body felt good. So that was good. I mean, you could see, I believe it was the FIU game. He was just laboring out there. And, you know, I don't know whether the week, the Jacksonville State game had just kind of taken a little bit of a toll on him. He just didn't have much pop in his legs. And then the other night against Western, he did. And, you know, just got to monitor the wear and tear on his body at this point. And so just have to give him some days off that we don't give the rest of the team. Just to make sure that he's okay for game day.
Yep, and this is a tough week because of all the travel as well. And I'm guessing Sunday was the regular day off.
Yes, Sunday was the day off for the team.
And did he get an extra day today?
He got an extra day today.
But he'll be back out there.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh yeah. He feels good. Just again, just got to kind of monitor what we do to him.
Yeah. As we talked about how this game turned, it was you had the lead 38-34. They scored the last 2 of the half, or last 4 of the half, 2 buckets to make it 38-all. And then when the second half started, they had possession, and they bring the ball down, and there's just kind of a scramble. The ball started ricocheting around, and the next thing you know, it ends up in McHenry's hands wide open, and that was the first of about 3 or 4 made threes he had in the second half. And it almost upped the energy in the building for them, and I know you guys were trying to guard from the energy leaving on your end of the floor.
Well, the thing is with guys that can really score it is you want to make all their shots difficult, and you don't want to give them anything easy that kind of gets the lid off. And that was kind of one of those where he was really working, wasn't in any kind of rhythm playing wise, and then all of a sudden you get a wide open shot from the top of the key. I mean, outside of a layup or a free throw, that's about the one that you dream of getting as a really good player to get yourself going, is a toe the 3-point line, top of the key 3. You know, there was a loose ball. It bounces over here, guys laying on the floor, and it just finds him at the top of the key, and he makes it. And it looked like it gave him energy and confidence, and obviously did for their team, and he made his next several, and that was not unexpected. You know, that was something that's what teams are going to do. Good players are going to do on their home floor, and we'd seen them do that to other teams. Now, how do you respond to that?
And that was the answer. You didn't get the answer you were looking for right there.
No, you know, we did at times, but not enough on the road against a good team.
Western is the fastest paced team of all 360 college basketball teams. That they play the fastest. They want to shoot within 8 to 10 seconds. That is not the MO for your basketball team. That's not when you're at your best. But your guys kind of got drug into it in the second half, and shots started flying.
Yeah, and that's okay if the shots that are flying early in the shot clock are really good ones.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to pass up a shot with 8 seconds into the shot clock that you may not get something this good. The chances of you getting this open again aren't very good. Then you've got to take those. It's the ones that you're thinking, well, we can for sure get something better than that if we'll run offense. And those were the ones that I thought we took too much of. When you're down 10 or 12 points against somebody that's going to take the air out of the ball, that feels like you're down 20. When you're playing teams that really brace the ball up and down the floor, being down 8 or 10 points or being ahead 8 or 10 points can go away in a hurry. And that's something that Western has done on both sides of the ball. They did it Thursday night against Sam Houston.
Yeah, they lost a big lead.
A double-digit lead, and lost by 2. And so the response that we had, particularly because, it was 2 weeks ago, we're out at New Mexico State, and we're down 11 and then find yourself up 3 by grinding out possessions on both ends. And we didn't do that the other night. I thought we got frustrated and played frustrated. And it wasn't for 20 minutes, but all of a sudden it in 5 or 7 minutes, you go from down 5 to down 15, and you're on the road against a good team.
Yeah, and it just so happened it was that first 7, 8 minutes of the second half, and that changed the whole ball game. And after that, you're playing catch up, and really they're at a position then they say, okay, we can trade baskets with them now, and that's kind of how it went. Western Kentucky ends up winning at 88-65 on Saturday night, and they'll be coming back to Murfreesboro later in the month of February. We'll take a timeout. More with Coach right after this as you listen to Nick McDevitt live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and makes the competition speechless. Greatness starts here with a built Ford Tough F-150 at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Blue Raider fans, with more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you will never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Subway, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus and try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market, now open, located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back into the Boulevard. Chip Walters along with Coach Nick McDevitt, and tonight's show brought to you in part by the Lee Company. Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call. 615-867-1000 or at leecompany.com. As we come up this week. We'll face Liberty for the first time, and that will be on Saturday, or on Thursday rather. Then FIU will tip off the second half of the double round robin, and it has been interesting to see how the schedule was put together this year when you have with the teams and schools that left, the ones who came in, and how certain trips became easier, certain trips became tougher, and it really is because the Florida swing used to be really easy because you could fly to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, and you're there. You got two schools within 45 minutes. What is probably the upset of the century is now the easiest trip of the year that is a two-game swing is UTEP and New Mexico State. And who would have ever thought it?
I don't know. It certainly wasn't.
Because they're 45 minutes apart.
That's right. Las Cruces and UTEP being 45 minutes apart. That one used to be tough going from San Antonio out to El Paso. Now that one's gotten a little easier, but this one will not be easy just because you said it earlier in the show. There's just no real easy, quick way to get into Lynchburg.
Yeah.
And so on Wednesday it'll be 2 flights and about 10 hours of travel by the time we leave campus and take one flight, grab another flight, and get over there, and that'll be it. And then after the game, because it's a Thursday, Saturday, and FIU somehow like to play at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon now.
They've never liked to play in the afternoon.
Not in 4 years. Not in 4 years. We've actually asked to move the game up from 7 o'clock so that we could catch. There's a 10:35 flight out of Miami coming back to Nashville. And
is that the one we caught last year?
That's the one we caught.
Wow, barely.
And so barely running, running. But just to move it up about an hour earlier, and their response was they don't do that. They don't ever play at any game other than at 7 Eastern, or weekday or weekend. Well, this year for 2 of their games, they play at 2 o'clock.
On Saturday.
On Saturday. It just so happens that the team they're playing on that Saturday has a road game on Thursday.
At Liberty.
Well, it was Sam Houston.
Okay.
Was at Western Kentucky the other night.
Gotcha.
And they played at 2 o'clock this past Saturday, and they're doing it again. And they're off this week. FIU is. And so they're going to play at 2 o'clock. So doing a little. That's the first time in 4 years they've had a game that we know of. At least 4 years that they haven't played at 7 o'clock. So they're
on Saturday.
Little
gamesmanship there, and because they know that getting out of Lynchburg and to Miami is not the easiest way to go, and so there you go. They've had the added area or added time on that. So it'll be interesting to see, and you guys have a plan for that as well. So.
Yes, we do.
Yep, and is to get out of Dodge
Thursday night
and get down to Miami. So that will come up this week, and then the good thing is you're not in a rush when it comes to travel to get out Saturday night. You have kind of a normal routine to get to the airport.
We'll catch that flight a little bit easier.
We'll catch the flight a little easier, but you will get home at a decent hour on Saturday night.
That's right, and obviously the next week that'll help us.
Yeah.
You know, that way Sunday is an actual off day.
Yeah.
And not a travel day.
Right. So yeah, instead of having an off day in an airport,
New Mexico State.
Yeah, and you spend a good bit of your off day in the Dallas airport, and
that's right.
And that changed. And I think I walked in my house that night on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. So that was a full day.
24 hours after the game was over is when we got home.
That's right. And but it is that is part of what you sign up for as well in college basketball and this time of the year. And there's always
also this day and age. You look in certain leagues, whether it's the Atlantic Coast Conference will soon have teams that can see the Pacific Ocean in Stanford and Cal. So there's teams all over, from the East Coast to West Coast in the same league. And pretty soon we'll have Delaware in the league and New Mexico State. And so you're from east to west and north to south, you're all over the place. So
Yep.
you better be good at handling travel.
Yep, and that travel will start on Wednesday morning. And Rob Burlingham, who is the operations director for Blue Raider basketball, he will join us, kind of talk about what his job is about. And a lot of that is putting all these puzzle pieces together. And this year has had its challenges already with weather and all kinds of things. And we'll talk about that when we return. So more with Coach Nick McDevitt in a bit. Rob Burlingham is next as you listen to Nick McDevitt live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles. TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
You know, I've always wanted to go on a tour of the West Coast. No rush, just take it all in, one view at a time.
We all have things we hope to do someday. At Ascend, we offer great rates and share our profits to help make your someday soon.
Oh, and you better believe I'm renting a convertible.
Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
RJ Young is your playbook for more than just copiers. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, IT services, and beyond. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you even more through bundling services, and our dedicated specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the winning strategy. Don't forget our We Make It Right guarantee. Your satisfaction is our slam dunk. Schedule your free consultation now at rjyoung.com/MTSU. The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. So you can always save big every day with our savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Nick McDevitt Live. And again, just a beautiful day in Murfreesboro. Going to be a pretty week. And, you know, it's one of those things, can you, here in the last 2 weeks, can you cram all 4 seasons into a 2-week period? And we've certainly been able to do that. Rob Burlingham joins me here. He is the Director of Ops for Blue Raider basketball. Give him a round of applause if you would. Rob, give folks a little bit of your background, because you've been involved in college basketball for a good while, and you are in that process. I think every ops director has been a player. They want to be a coach and all of that, and you pay your dues and move yourself up the ladder. So kind of give folks the resume.
Yeah, no doubt.
And first of all, thanks for coming up here on short notice tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you having me. So 10 years ago, I started off as a student manager. I wanted to get into college basketball coaching, so had a few people say, hey, you need to find your way into a college basketball program and work your way up as a student manager. There's plenty of guys like Buzz Williams have done it. Frank Vogel, who's in the NBA, but he was a student manager. So 10 years ago, a guy by the name of Nick McDevitt was the brand new head coach at University of North Carolina at Asheville. So I went down there just by myself, met him, talked to him. So then introduced myself, told him I wanted to grow as a college basketball coach, and lo and behold, a few months later, Brett Carey, who's on staff here, Brett Carey gave me a call and said, all right, come get to work. So been working ever since. I finished up my degree at Western Carolina under Larry Hunter, and that's how I know Eric Wilson as well. I did the same role there. So, but yeah, I've done the graduate assistant role too. Did that at Central Michigan. I've been a small college coach at West Virginia Tech. Under Bob Williams, and then I did 2 years at McNeese State down in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and then found my way back with Coach McDevitt here at Middle Tennessee.
And so far, so good?
So far, so good. I love Murfreesboro. The fans have been great. I love being so close to Nashville. It's good for my family, too. They like being close to Nashville and come and visit games. But no, it's been great working with the staff before. It's been very, very smooth, and they've been very encouraging and helpful.
You grew up over in North Carolina, correct?
Yes, sir. Asheville, North Carolina.
You grew up in Asheville. Okay. Give folks, I'll give like tomorrow, before you're here, but we're getting ready to go on a trip. What will your day be like tomorrow? What will that entail?
So tomorrow, that is literally just making sure everything is done, because we're all leaving Wednesday, but it is calling hotels, making sure we're all good, calling the hotel in Liberty, and then also calling the one in Florida, in Miami, Florida, because it's such a quick turnaround. Getting on the phone call get a phone call on with the bus company too, making sure we're all set, just because, as Coach mentioned earlier, we have 2 different groups flying out, so got to make sure Group 1's taken care of, and then got to make sure Group 2's taken care of. Just making sure, I have a travel folder for every trip that goes over every detail, so I'm just making sure. I have a huge checklist too, so I'm checking in with my support staff. My GAs and managers, they have been great this year, made my job very easy. So making sure that we're all on the same page, communicating with Coach McDevitt and staff, and just making sure like everything, especially in this job, you want to try to put out fires before they even rise. So just making sure everything's smooth and as smooth as you can make it, because obviously things are pop up last second. You just want to make sure you can handle it and it's not too much of a big deal.
Yep. The original plan is one thing. All great plans look great. Then you get the weather that we had 2 weeks ago, and that 30 minutes before we're ready to pull out of the parking lot to go to the airport, the flight gets canceled.
Right.
The flight to Dallas gets canceled. So at that point, it goes into scramble mode. You, Coach McDevitt, and I think Chris Massaro were around a conference table or a desk on the phone with the travel agency, because it's one thing to move yourself and somebody else that's traveling with you, but when you've got 30 people that you're trying to get and all of a sudden your flight has been canceled, emotions get high.
Yes.
And anxiety levels get high, but it all, the thing I told Coach, after we got down there, I said, one thing that we learned in 2020, I said there were 2 things that came out of COVID. Number 1 was Zoom calls.
Yes.
And number 2 was the ability to pivot and just kind of take it as it comes. And one thing is, we're all older and we're, kind of anxious about it. The kids just handled it great.
Yeah, no, that speaks to the testament of the kids that we've brought into to our program. They're very attentive to change, and unfortunately too, like when you said that snowstorm hit and caused all of us to kind of go our own separate ways in 2 different groups, they just adapted to what we figured out. And honestly, they, especially as a guy in operations, man, like you said, you have to adapt sometimes last second, and sometimes it's even worse when emotions are high. And guys like Jared, Elias, JP, JB, they all went with the flow. Even that second group, with Cam Weston and Zay and Jack, they had to make sure, you had to make sure that they're all okay, but, it's all about being able to adapt, and that just speaks to the kids we have at this program.
Yeah. So that is travel takes up a lot of time.
Yes.
And not only you mentioned he calls the hotels, the buses, all the meals are set up from the time we leave until the time we get back. and whether it's a meal at the hotel or a post-game meal or a snack on the way to the airport, whatever it is, all of that goes on. Then in the summer, you will be running camps.
Yes, correct.
And you actually get your hands on a basketball.
Yes.
And so talk about that and putting camps together, getting the word out and all of that. That's a big deal as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Bring it, whether it's individual camp or team camp, when you have high school teams from several states who will be coming in for a week.
Yes. Especially with camp, man. Camp is a great way to involve the community, especially, the Nick McDevitt Day Camp with the young kids that come in. That is a great way to market your program, and that's also a great way to involve the community. That's the most important thing. And at these camps, you have these kids who are in young age, that are influential ages. They look up to Jared Coleman-Jones during games, Elias, JP, Cam. They see these guys play. Well, this also gives them that personal relationship, personal reaction with our players and our staff. So having the kids camp, man, I think it's one of the best things in college basketball. It allows coaches like myself can connect with other coaches working different camps. But it also, like you said, we were all kids at one point. I was a kid at the UNC actual basketball camp. I remember doing that a few years. So it's just kind of cool to see that full circle come along. And then for team camps as well, it's all about relationships in college basketball. So you just never know. You may have a guy at your team camp one year that blossoms into, someone by their junior, senior year that you really like, and you having those teams at team camp have developed that relationship with them. So camp is fun. It's busy, but it's very fun, especially in the summer. And then also incorporates when you have guys come back for the summer that they can develop more of those personal relationships in the community.
Yeah, the other thing, not only did you have to get everything ready for travel during the season, but about the time your feet hit the ground in Murfreesboro, you had to kind of manage a group of 30 people going to Italy.
Yes.
And making sure everybody had their passports and all of this kind of stuff. And, we all got strung out in airports in Milan or wherever it might be. But between that, big group that went to the Bahamas, the season's got to be a piece of cake now.
Oh, it's got to this point where it's way less stressful because I don't have to worry about passports and international travel. But honestly, too, it's been a blessing that I've had that opportunity to be an ops guy at McNeese State. So it's come with the experience, and then it helps me figure out each year as I go into as I want to grow into a coach, you stay in the present. So it's helped me grow in my role of, obviously me knowing Nick, kind of figuring out what Nick likes, what the staff likes, and then just adapting from that, and then going with the flow during the season.
In 5 years, where does Rob want to be?
In 5 years, man, let's see. 5 years, Rob would love to be an assistant coach somewhere, but that's all on God's timing. Stay in the present, put my feet down, and work. And I'll tell you what I'd like to do quicker in 5 years is get us a Conference USA championship here in Middle Tennessee.
That's good. I like that answer. I like that. And Rob, thanks so much for jumping in here tonight, and thank you for making my travel life a little easier when we're out there on the road somewhere.
Hey, as best as I can, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Rob Burlingham, the Director of Ops for Blue Raider Basketball. We'll take a timeout. Coach will rejoin me after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you will never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Subway, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus and try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market, now open, located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information, or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Hello, class. I'm from the Tennessee Lottery and your professor for the next 30 seconds. So where do proceeds from playing the Tennessee Lottery go? If you answered education, you're at the top of your class. The Tennessee Lottery has raised more than $7 billion for education programs like Hope Scholarships, Tennessee Promise, and much more. Now for some easy homework, go to tnlottery.com and see how the Tennessee Lottery helps students.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses.
Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
City Auto Murfreesboro welcomes Mitsubishi to our dealership at 1015 Bridge Avenue off Old Fort Parkway. Visit our new showroom and see the new Outlander lineup with award-winning safety features and a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Named #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Plug into the Power and the Outlander. Plug-in hybrid and take your tailgating to a whole new level. Shop City Auto online or in person and win with Mitsubishi.
RJ Young is your playbook for more than just copiers. Our cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, IT services, and beyond. We've teamed up with world-class partners to save you even more through bundling services, and our dedicated specialists are your personal coaches, making sure you always have the winning strategy. Don't forget our We Make It Right guarantee. Your satisfaction is our slam dunk. Schedule your free consultation now at rjyoung.com/MTSU.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight. Blue Raider basketball fans, be sure and join us March 12th through the 16th in Huntsville, Alabama for the 2024 Conference USA Basketball Championships. The women's and men's teams will be competing for a bid in the NCAA tournament, with all games taking place at Probst Arena there at the Von Braun Civic Center. All session tickets are available now from the MTSU allotment by going online to goblueraiders.com/tickets or contacting the Blue Raider ticket office at 615-898-5261. So come cheer on the women's and men's teams in their pursuit of a championship and March Madness glory. Dick Palmer and Coach Insel were talking about it a bit earlier, and you made the trip down to Huntsville when the Lady Raiders played Tennessee, and I know you were there to enjoy a great victory over the Lady Vols, but also I'm sure you were doing a little logistical scouting as well. It's really a nice building, and that whole complex at the Von Braun Civic Center has a lot of rooms where every school will have a chance to do alumni functions and all of that prior to their games.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, obviously, for our fans, it's an hour and 45, 2 hours to get there. So if you're wanting to go down and back for just a day and or spend the week in Huntsville, either way is great. It's a basketball facility as opposed to the Ford Center, which it's a very nice facility down in Texas, but it is a football facility. Mm-hmm. And so for our fans, our players, your proximity to the court, the proximity, as far as the drive is concerned, is good. It's just I'm really excited that it's there.
Yep, and as they mentioned earlier, when you go, make sure you take layers with you that you can, because the ice will still be down.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
Obviously, that
and they say in March it will be even a little chillier.
Well, so apparently they've got to crank up the AC a little bit to keep the ice.
Because the weather outside is a little warmer, so they have to.
And hockey season isn't over yet.
Correct.
And so it for anybody that's been to a Preds game and you've been 15, 20 rows up, it's still a little bit chilly in there at Bridgestone Arena. And so this is no different, particularly when if you've got floor seats or down close to the floor, it's quite chilly down there.
Yeah, they had some really nice boxes along the floor that I know some of our fans had the opportunity. So there's
I wouldn't wear your church socks.
Yeah, probably not.
I would wear the socks.
Get the wool socks out.
You got it. For those that like to hunting and hiking, I would wear those socks.
Form over fashion, but wear
absolutely.
blue. Yeah, of course, wear blue over the top. And the big reason the schedule changed, because there will be 2 games on Tuesday, and then you get into the 8-team draw on Wednesday. And the reason is you only have one floor. The CUSA curtain is no more, and there will only be one floor. And so that's why you'll play. And you'll have 4 games a day on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then 2 championship games on Saturday. So you'll start with 2 games on Tuesday, end with 2 games on Saturday. But the thing that I think is really going to be neat is that, this was kind of another event in the Metroplex when we were there. The city of Huntsville has already embraced this, and they're going to, in a good country phrase, they're going to put on the dog when Conference USA rolls into town that second week of March.
Again, I think it's going to be great. I mean, when you think about the current membership of Conference USA, I think the location is obviously it's really good for us and our fan base and our schools and our student athletes, but Jacksonville State is not that far away either.
Louisiana Tech.
Western Kentucky is not that far away. In the future, Kennesaw State is it's a good location for them. So when you think about half the league, it is in a really good spot. So I hope it's well attended, not just by, and I know it will be with our fan base, but really that everybody attends and enjoys it, because I think it's in a really good spot for this league.
Yep. So any questions you have about the tournament, you can contact the ticket office. But none of those questions are quite as important as the 5 random questions that happen here each Monday night. And this we'll talk about several things, including the Super Bowl coming up. But I made these easy because you've had a little head cold this week. And so generally, are your favorite TV shows reality-based or scripted dramas and comedies?
Usually reality-based.
Really?
Yeah. Not so much like, The Bachelor or anything like that. It's more just like watching HGTV and watching home renovation shows and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I grew
that
up with,
or ESPN, watching ball games.
Well, that's reality television at its finest,
correct.
Right? In your vehicle, what is your favorite little amenity in there? I'm fortunate I have a new vehicle. In mine, so far, I haven't used the cool seats yet. Of course, you got the heated seats, but the heated steering wheel, that's mine. What about you?
I do enjoy right now. Russell Barnett is really good to me, and the car that he has me in now is a Ford Explorer that does have the heated seats.
Yeah.
And when a couple of weeks ago when it was real cold, those heated seats came in pretty handy. That felt good. That got way warmer. It got warmer faster than the heat coming out of the vents.
Yeah, exactly. And being able to start your car a little earlier is that's a key as well. Okay, here's one you got to think about. If you had to eat a piece of the same fruit at every meal for a year, what would that fruit be? I would go with apple. I could eat some apple at every meal.
I would probably go apple. My son is grapes. He would eat grapes all day. Cooper loves.
Wes Long back there is a big cantaloupe eater, so he would go with cantaloupes. And Abby and Emma like cantaloupe too. How many different flavors of gelato did you try on the trip to Italy?
I'm pretty boring when it comes to that.
I had 3. I had mango, chocolate, and salted caramel.
I had the salted caramel.
It was the winner.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's usually my go-to. I mean, if it's ice cream, it's just vanilla. I like vanilla ice cream. Nothing else on it, just vanilla ice cream.
Yep. We're headed to Virginia this week to play Liberty for the first time, and there's lots of history in the state of Virginia. You're a history buff. What's your favorite historic site that you've seen in the state of Virginia? I haven't been to Arlington Cemetery, but I've been to Monticello, and that was awesome.
Man, I don't know. I've been to Williamsburg. Shoot. I don't know. My favorite.
Well, we'll go with mine, Monticello. So there we go. All right. Go from the past to the present.
We must be on the time crunch.
This is not a question. We have to take a break here in a minute. But before we get out of this break, a couple of shout-outs. 4 Blue Raiders will play in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Charvarius Ward, Darius Harris, and Isaiah Gathings for Kansas City. Richie James for the San Francisco 49ers. And congratulations last night to at least, I was asking Beverly Keel, I didn't get a complete answer, but at least 6 MTSU alums won Grammys last night.
Really?
How about that?
That's terrific.
That is awesome.
That is terrific.
We'll take a break. Be back to wrap it up after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million every year just to pick up litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter, remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and go Blue Raiders.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more.
She's 80 years old.
Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back in for a final minute or so. And so who did I mess up there? I had Charvarius and Richie on the wrong teams, right? Okay. Charvarius is with San Francisco, Richie with Kansas City now, along with Darius Harris and Isaiah Gathings. So there, we're all set. And if I had to pick one, you got to pick in the Super Bowl? I'm going to have to go with Kansas City because I got 3 Blue Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, until somebody – Patrick Mahomes is he's just different all the time. But when he's in the playoffs, he's a different dude.
Liberty on Thursday night.
Yeah,
haven't seen them.
They're
very good.
The last game of the first round of conference play on the road. They've got a lot of guys that can shoot it. They're really good. They really move without the ball. They will test your defense. If you get caught ball watching, they'll back cut you for layups. If you can't guard out on the perimeter, they shoot a bunch of threes.
Yeah.
And so they really put pressure on your defense the whole night. Richie does a great job with his group at Liberty, and so you better be ready to guard.
All right, let's go get them.
Yes, sir.
All right, that'll wrap it up for us tonight. Talik Pratt has been our producer this evening, and want to thank all of you here in the restaurant and all of you for listening and watching. Until we talk to you on Thursday night from Lynchburg, Virginia, we say good night for the Blue Raider Network, powered by Learfield.